Hello, I hope you found my last video useful. I found it useful for actually looking into more depth of my problem and confronting some issues that I have. Today I'm going to be talking about shopping. As I was reading through a lot of text on the internet, a sign of anxiety can also be over shopping. I didn't actually realise that that was part of anxiety as well. I certainly do not have that. I've got the fear of actually going shopping. And also in the last video, it made me laugh the number of times that I do this and this. That must be all down to, well, anxiety, I suppose. I've had some good feedback from my last video. That made me feel very good because I thought it may just be a waste of time. Anyway, so today's is about shopping. Picked out several things off the internet that I should just read. Then at the end I shall tell you about my experiences and what I've and how I cope on going shopping. Right, anxiety and difficulty shopping reverse the condition where someone experiences significant stress, worry or discomfort when attempting to shop, often due to overwhelming sensory experiences, fear of crowds, decision overload and social anxiety, which can manifest in difficulty navigating a store, making choices or even leaving the house to shop at all. This can be related to a broader anxiety disorder like generalized anxiety disorder, they short it as GAD, or social anxiety disorder, they shorten that to SAD, SAD. Key points about anxiety and shopping difficulties. Symptoms: feeling overwhelmed by choices, sensory overload from noise and lights, fear of social interaction, panic attacks in crowded stores, difficult making decisions, feeling rushed, and physical symptoms like stomach aches or headaches. Causes: anxiety can be triggered by large crowds in shopping areas, particularly during peak hours. Decision fatigue: the sheer number of options available in the store can be overwhelming for people with anxiety. Fear of judgment, worrying about being judged by others while shopping. Sensory sensitivity. Some people with anxiety may be more sensitive to sights, sounds and smells in a store, leading to sensory overload. Management strategies. Planning ahead. Create a detailed shopping list to minimum decision making. Shop during off-peak hours. Go to the store when it's less crowded. Use relaxation techniques. Deep breathing, exercise and mindfulness practices can help manage anxiety. Shop with a companion. Having a trusted friend or family member can provide support. Limit exposure gradually. Start with shorter shopping trips and gradually increase duration and comfort grows. Online shopping. Consider online shopping to avoid crowded stores. That's a few things I took off the internet, and I did actually learn quite a bit myself. So this is certainly helping me as well as hopefully helping some others. I have to talk about a recent shopping trip just last week. I went to Lidl and I got a few items, only 2 or 3. My wife was out in the car waiting because I find it very difficult to go out alone, but I did manage to go in the shop alone to get 1 or 2 items. So I got to the checkout. I was the only one at the self-service, so I was able to use that, because if there's too many people there and the noise of all the checkouts just makes me absolutely melt down, and I just come out in the sweat and often just have to leave. and yes, I have left my shopping there, obviously before paying for it. Anyway, the funny thing is, I got to the gate where you now have to show your receipt to open the barrier, but silly me, I couldn't even see where you put the receipt or show the receipt, and the gate just would not open. So I'm not sure what people thought of me, but I actually went to the side of the gate and literally jumped over, and I was out of the store. There was no way that I could stay there and wait. But anyway, it was a successful shop because I got out and took the goods out of the car, told the wife what had happened, and she said, well, you can see it, it's obvious. It wasn't obvious to me at the time. So next time I go to Lidl, I'm going to go to the exit first and have a look to see where you show your receipt. I normally try and go through the checkouts that serve you, because there's no way that I can handle the noise of the self-checkouts. But recently, a few months ago, I bought myself some noise cancelling earmuffs, and if I wear them, they are a big help, especially if you put some music on in the background. Anyway, that was my last little visit. I do avoid going shopping. I would do anything to get out of going down there. So my wife normally goes shopping for herself, well, for both of us. So she brings her shopping back. But when she was in hospital a few years ago, I had to do the shopping. I did do it, but I did suffer, and I often forgot something, and sometimes it took a couple of attempts to do so. It's, well, I wouldn't say normal, but normal for somebody with the problem that we have, or you possibly have. I think my problem is in the shop is there's too many people, it's too noisy. I know I went down to, I can't remember the shop now, it's one of these cheap shops, and they had loud music going, and I just could not handle the loud music in the shop. I was with my wife, so I did actually finish the shop off with a lot of moaning about the music. So shopping is a very difficult thing for us with this type of anxiety, and many of my friends do not even know this. So there are some people that may be looking at this video, may be thinking he hid that well. It's not so much hiding it, it's just not doing it. And a few people probably wondered why my wife goes down and does a shop. And I cannot go into a shop with a shopping list. That does not work. I have to go down there with all in my head and just have up to like 10 items. I've said already a couple of times that my biggest problem is the self-checkouts. Like Sainsbury's, they now only have one there. Lidl have sometimes got none there, and I have been known, but there's no checkouts to go through, so I will just go. I will just leave and leave the shop in there. So as soon as some of these supermarkets can realise there are people that are out there like me and possibly you that find it difficult. They do say you can use one of these green things you put around your neck with sunflowers on to show that you might need help. But I'm actually a bit too embarrassed to do that, and I like to feel so I'm a bit more, well, manly would be the wrong word, but a bit more sort of braver than what I actually am. I suppose that's another reason why we get anxiety, I suppose, because we like to be brave and look normal. and act normal, and sometimes for us it's not possible. I've got no idea what this video is going to come out like, because I've gone a lot more in depth of my situation than I intended. But I can remember once going down to PC World a long time ago, and I bought a PC. That was not too much of a problem, and then whilst I was waiting for them to sort things out, I had to make an excuse. I have to go home, I'll be back later. So I drove home, got home and thought, what on earth did I drive home for? I could have stayed there because I've had the computer in my hands by now. I do find it easier with somebody else, especially with my wife, but even then I do get overloaded by the sound and sometimes the smell. Most of you probably thinking, what smell do you get in the supermarket? But I smell everything. If I walk past somebody with strong perfume, I smell it. If they've got minor BO, I smell it. If there's been something spilt somewhere, I smell it. So my sensory overload is smell and hearing. I can do something about what I hear, but the smell is a bit more difficult. You can't really walk around a supermarket with a peg over your nose. You would look a bit silly. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I would answer any comments if possible if you leave them down below. Remember, I am not qualified medically whatsoever. I am just me who suffers with anxiety, and anxiety does stop me doing an awful lot of things. Even this morning, I planned to go out this morning, but I didn't. But I'll cover that in another video later on. But my brother did make me laugh last night, as you can see in the comment that he put in the last video. It was yeah, quite funny. Then when I said to him there's 1,000 more to go, his face dropped a bit then. But I expect there'll only be about 10 of these videos, and I'll try to make it the same as I've done this last two. Read a few things that I believe that are facts from the internet, from various sites. Thank you for watching the video, and hopefully I shall see you on the next one. I do plan on doing these on a Sunday, but I've done this evening on a Monday because the wife is out, and I thought it's an ideal opportunity to do the second one in the series. Okay, bye again for now. Have a good